Okay, so we're going to do Sharpies and rubbing alcohol and a paintbrush. And we're going to make a silk scarf. So pretty, right? I just want to show you what I made the last time. It started off with a rainbow, right? And I just scribbled the colors on there, scribbly, scribbly, and then put the watercolor on it. And then I made flowers. And I just drew the flowers, but I don't like white backgrounds. So I just tried to come up some interesting kind of background. And these little squigglies, like little worms, but then you can push like watercolor the ink around. And then I did this one, which are dots, 4 dots of one color blue, 4 dots of light blue, purple in the middle, and they all kind of pull towards each other. And then I was like, well, that's boring. So then I put little purple dots around it and put the rubbing alcohol around it, and then the rubbing alcohol pulled the dots into long strings. That was fun. Then I decided to do flowers. Isn't that fun? And I did it one time and it was just kind of shimmery and it was kind of see-through. So then I did it again just to see what would happen. And I loved it. But I kept the same background pattern just to fill any negative white space. You could pick any color just so it looks like one consistent thing. And then I made a rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. But look what it did. I wanted to, after I did it, it looked really cool. And then I went back and I wanted to shimmer this blue more. But look what happened. It pushed out and then came to a stop. So the edge is really dark. If I would have kept it just all wet, they would have all shimmered, you know, blended together. But going back was a mistake. Then I tried to make people. But I didn't do one at a time and let it dry. So they bled over on top of each other. And me no lovey. It's up in her face. She has a mask on. I don't know. And then the purple got in the green. I don't like. So I didn't go slow enough and do one color, let her dry, do the other one, let it dry, like that. That would have kept the colors separate. I intentionally went over all the red and let it blur because they look like halos. But I should have let that dry and went back and did something else on my scarf while this was drying, you know. Okay, so let me explain. Here's your scarf and it's on wax paper, not on plastic. And then we use these clips on there so that it has to stay in place the whole time, because you put the ink on there and then you smear it around, you know, like watercolor, it bleeds out like that. And then I need it to stay here because it just goes smear. If you pick it up while it's still wet, all the color stays on the wax paper. You're gonna be mad, right? So let me show you. Okay, so here's my other one. The first one I did, bleh, right? But this one I like. Look at how much color, super fun. And then here were those dot flowers I tried to make. The first time was dot, 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 dot. It was greens and blues, right? And then I put it in the middle and and then I picked it up. So what happened when I picked it up? I picked it up and all the color stayed on the wax paper. I was like, oh, and look at the background. White, sabor, a butterfly. I don't usually go back and put black outline on it. You don't want to blur any black with the rubbing alcohol because it turns this bad brownish purple color and it leaks into everything else and changes their color. And then here was another set of stripes. I wanted it as bright as this one, but guess what I did? I picked it up before it was dry. The ink, you know, it spreads itself out and it won't soak through to the wax paper. So as it dries, here comes the ink back into the silk, right? So fun. And then here's some dots I did. Here's the thing with the flowers where you put dots of color. You know, a pattern. A purple one. Or I think this was purple, blue, red, and then the red turns into, it separates itself and becomes hot pink. And I put the rubbing alcohol in the middle, and all the inks pulled towards the middle. That was fun. And then this is just more patterns. Didn't love that at all. And then this again, look at the difference between these two. Letting it dry, picking it up. Exact same pattern. Okay, that's my warning. Whoops, flip. And I just fold it over like this. I just fold it over, you know, so I just have one section that I'm working on at a time. And then the folded part is like, I'll get to you later. But even while it's drying, you know. So we can do hearts, butterflies, flowers, rainbows, right? And that seems dumb. Or we could do just blocks, shapes, like a jigsaw puzzle. That is gorgeous. Okay, here's somebody else's ideas. Let me show you. This I just got off the internet, right? So let me hold it still. So here's one. Look at all those different boxes, and they decorated the boxes, each one, and then just put and let the colors blur together. That's just a series of, and these are like long skinny stripes. It just kept changing the pattern. This turned into I don't know what, and just too much mixing. And then scribbles, weird scribbles. It's all gorgeous. Here's those flowers I tried to do. Everyone can make circle flowers. But look, I didn't put orange hearts or orange middles in there. I'll do it this time. Here's the people I tried to copy. Unadorable. Mine are not cute. See, look at how her dress doesn't bleed into the other person's dress. Because they let it dry. Whatever. Jealous. Okay, so then here's like big long squigglies and just circles and zigzags. Right? And then look at the pink. The pink and the purples, they look like, oh, this looks like, leopard, right? But they are just egg shapes. And then they did it in the light blue and bleeded around all that so it would get the background. But then put darker blue, you know, in the holes. And here's just squigglies, like party squiggles. Squiggles, 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 squiggles. That's super fun. Okay, so don't be afraid. You really can't mess this up. Except, I do want to explain the color wheel, right? Let me get up and get that because I left it over here. There it is. Okay, the color wheel. I'm sure you guys have seen the color wheel, right? So it's, the color wheel goes like this. And I just like to be in like families, like this half, or this corner, or the top half. But if I jump across the color wheel, purple mixed with yellow is kind of brown. Red mixed with green is kind of brown. Jumping across, blue and orange, kind of brown, not your fave, right? They look really nice next to each other. So I do this one, let it dry, go play with something else, then come back and put the red part on, the orange part on. Does that make sense? I think that's why I was afraid to do those flowers with the orange centers. Because I think you have to put the orange on first or after. Because you don't want them to, they didn't let them bleed, right? So that's what they did. But the consistent pattern of the holes in the middle being matching orange, that looks really good. Okay, so we'll just do it together. And I just want you to feel like you're just playing. No fear whatsoever. Just whee! Okay, just fun time, scribbling. Kindergartners do this with me all the time because they're excellent at scribbling. And then they're excellent at taking some rubbing alcohol and smearing it around, right? So this is something everyone could do. I think I want to do a nice big rainbow to start, but I think I want to do it the longy way instead of the short way. Like, I don't know. You know why? Because when I put on the scarf, you know, it looks way prettier once it's a scarf and not just flat, because it changes the way it looks and the way it moves and the way the colors, you know, is so prettier like this than when it was flat like this. Ugh. This was like, ooh, it's not coming out good. Then once it was all dry and I took it off, I loved it. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna do it long ways, right? So, and let's see, how many sets are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Whatever set you have. If you have the skinny little Sharpies, just put more scribbles. And then you kind of have to hold it tight, you know, so it doesn't move around. but I'm gonna do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So cut it in half. 3 on this side, 3 on that side. So I guess it'd be 2 fingers each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay. So. Whee! And how come I'm not zigging back and forth? You want to see? I could go back and put a little extra. I'll show you. What? Ziggy zaggy moves. So I just scratch away. That's way better. You know. 2 fingers. Yep. Okay, and then dark blue. But I'm going to let them touch, and I don't even care. Don't care. How come? Because they're going to blend to get 2 fingers. Yeah. Ooh, that stink that I'm smelling right now from the Sharpies. You know what that is? Rubbing alcohol. That's why if Sharpies dry so fast, this stuff, rubbing alcohol is not water. It dries so fast. But that's why when you smell these, you're like, ew. Well, you're just smelling rubbing alcohol. That's why this can smear them. It's just more rubbing alcohol. And then I'll do this blue one. Oh, look at where I land is darker than where I stripe. The landing is a darker, Let me put more of them then, because the landing definitely looks darker. More ink comes off when you go polka. Okay, then red. Oops, look at the thingy. Okay, it's supposed to be inside the lid. Get in there. Okay, and then red. Oh, see, I have to hold on to it. Look, it wants to move. I can't scribble back and forth like paper because the paper will stay still. But landing and going in one direction, that works. Works. Okay, and then, uh-oh, that thing in there? Yeah. Okay, do you see how this thing is just smaller? This would have too much air in it and dry out our pen, right? So they put this little cap in there, but this one keeps coming out. And then orange. I'm kind of going, look at now this one's going the other direction. Why am I doing this? Look at my weird pattern. I don't know. Stay, scribbly paper. Silk. Whee! And then this green bleeds out into a pretty yellow. There's supposed to be a dark green in this set, and it got lost. I think someone was in my playthings. So instead of getting mad, I'm just going to say, whatever. Dark green was a little harsh anyway. You want to see? So here is my light green. See how it turned yellow? Right? But then look at the dark greens. They were like this. They look like it's a much darker green. So I'm not sad that it's missing. So if I was going to fold over this rainbow, it would be red, orange, yellow. Green's missing. Then blue, purple, blue, right? So let me just start back at purple. Wait, yellow and purple can't mix. We know that from the color wheel. Let me just do blue then. That'd be pretty. You know what? It's mine. I could do it any way I want. But I don't want to make that brown. So why did I know to stop when I realized I was about to mix the yellow and purple? Because I've made some pretty ugly colors by accident. So then that experience alone makes me go, wait a minute. That's all. Oh, you know what experience does for you? It makes you say, wait a minute. Could I do something different so I don't repeat that mistake? Yes. Okay, look how ugly and scribbly it looks. Blah! Watch this. So fun. And you kind of scrub with I have a big fluffy paintbrush so I can scrub a little bit. And she's soft. Watch this. I'm going to do the purple first. And I'm not scared of how much to get. Here. Oh, look at it smear. Right? And then I do, look at all my napkin. Where's my napkin? I don't have a napkin. Let me get it. If I show you the napkin, it'll come off on the napkin. I had to get up real fast. Forgot my napkin, so let me show you. Oh my God, right? Well, this purple, it can go in blue, right? Purple and blue are friends on the color wheel, so I'm not scared. So, ooh, now I'm on the blue. Ooh, look at that. I still see the stripes. Let me put some more. Nice and wet. Oh my God. And then I just do blue until I, oh, but I can't, it's in my paintbrush. Blue's in my paintbrush. Don't go visit purple. She's finished. So let's put blue in it. Okay, now I'm gonna get, ooh, now I'm gonna do the baby blue, but it gets some of the dark blue in it, but we don't care. So now you can start to see that this brown wax paper. If you had white wax paper, it wouldn't be a problem, but I can see it peek through and it makes it look dark and scary. And when it dries, it won't look like that. Because you can see the dark brown through the white clear silk. And you're like, oh, look at this. This orange isn't moving. Move, orange, move. Oh, there, it did a little bit. My stripes weren't disappearing. Okay, now there's orange in my paintbrush. So I'm probably gonna put orange in my green. Okay, now I'm gonna get green. And how come I'm doing one color at a time? Because look at how they bleed onto each other. They're kind of making each other dirty. I'm gonna go to scribble. I want to move those. Okay, look at the, oh, you can't see my stripes very good anymore. Just like scrubbing when you're cleaning, you have a stain on your clothes. Does anyone do that? My Aunt Carol's the best at laundry tricks. She's an expert. So when I have a laundry emergency, I call my Aunt Carol. I can't figure it out. She's a genius. Okay, look. Well, you're not going to know what this looks like until it dries, because you're seeing the dark brown of the wax paper peeking through, and it's not as pretty. Okay, so I can clean this on the paper towel, right? Get off. I'll even get a little extra and go, get off. Okay, now let's switch. So I'm gonna fold this one. She's got to dry, right? Nah, I'll just scooch it. Another section. Okay, should I make hearts? What else? Hearts, flowers. Let's make hearts. I saw a girl make hearts yesterday and I was jealous. That cap is on here again. And so I said, I want to make hearts. But what if we do different color outlines and then they blur, right? When you put the watercolor, you know, it turns into smears with the rubbing alcohol, and then different colors inside. So let's say, I mean, if you know how to make a heart, right? Heart. And then I'll make them in different colors. Fun. I'm not going to line them up in a perfect line. I want to bounce them around a little bit. What if this one was just sneaking on? Like you could only see her bottom. A blue one. Whee! Coloring is fun. Because you can't be wrong. Ooh, math, you could do it wrong. It has to be just right, huh? But with art, your brain relaxes way more. I mean, you could, if you're trying to paint a boat and it doesn't look like a boat, you can feel pretty sad about it, right? But, and your hearts don't come out perfect. But it's the basic heart. It sort of looks like a heart. I think that's all we have to really do. Now I'm going to start my pattern over. So there's a red one, and I'm going to put a purple one. I'm looking over here, trying to copy what I did over here. I don't know. And some that are in the sky. See, those just look like V's, but I know on the pattern they'd be bottom of hearts. But that makes me want to put a blue one down here. And then a green one. And a blue one. Okay, now I'm just gonna wet each one of these and watch what happens. Hopefully, it's gonna bleed. I'm trying not to just scrub it. Just drop off because I don't want to pick up all these colors and make ew colors. See how the brown of the wax paper comes through? Don't give it any mind. When it dries, it will just lift up. But how come I'm not putting something in the middle? Because I want to see what happens first. I just want to see what these do before I decide what to do next. I'm just curious. Get these all wet. Oh, look at blue. Blue escapes way more pretty. Look at blue. Look how bossy she is. What the heck? She's just in charge over here with the... Look at it. Purple does it too. Red does it less. Green is the one that stays put the most. Look. She doesn't bleed out. Fun. Okay. So that's going to sit there and do whatever it does. I do put the lid on whatever container. I don't want it to spill. So I'm going to ignore whatever this is and come back to it later. Next. Okay, after hearts, flowers. You know how to make a flower. However you made a flower when you're in kindergarten is the right flower. Okay? Oh yeah, I was going to do orange centers first like that other girl did. Okay, let me just tell it where all of its middles are going to be. Orange centers. Orange centers. Orange centers. They're at least a hand apart because I would like petals. Right? They can't be close together. Make it really little. And little is harder. Because little makes you do tiny details. And how come I'm doing this? Because when I learned, when I did this one, I went, oh, I wish I would have done something different. And then how do we learn on Earth? We learn by doing. So if I do something and then I go, you know what I should have done instead? And then that's the learning part. You know what I should have done instead? That is the best learning ever. Learning by personal experience. Swirly, swirly, swirly. Oh, I wonder what it's going to do. Whoo! Swirly, 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 scrubby, scrubby. Oh, the fold. It doesn't like the fold. Swirly, swirly, swirly. You know I'm going to have to come back to this, huh? Because I want to see what it does first. Okay. Circle. Look at it. It's trying to escape, not a circle. Circle, please. Okay. And then now I can go down a little bit. Oh no, that's all I have left? Jip. Okay, so I have hearts, flowers, butterflies. But you know what? Since this is the end, I want my butterflies, you know when you wear a scarf and the ends show hanging down, right? On the ends and they hang down in front of your body. So I'm going to change this so I can literally look at it like this and put butterflies. There. So what kind of butterflies? Okay. So remember how to make butterflies? Anyone? It's like a big U, big U. Then the bottoms are lowercase u, lowercase u. Oh! Okay, there's a red one. Now I'll make the orange one. Big U, lowercase u. And we don't draw on the bodies and stuff. We'll do that with other colors. I'll make a purple one. Purple! Big U. Look at how it pulls on the... Hey, those are almost the same size. This looks more like a flower. Whatever. And a blue one. Oh, it's upside down. Baby one's on the top and the baby. Alright. Alright for you. Should I be mad? Nah. We don't do mad. We don't get mad. We just do better. Blue. Dark blue. Little baby ones. Lowercase. And then I'll put... Hey! My lid came off. Come back your lid. Why do you have to put the lid on every time? These pens are evaporating constantly, like our rubbing alcohol. Okay, and then another red one. And another white spot right here. I need another one. Purple, because I love it. Okay, now let's get them wet just to see what happens, you know? Here I go. Because I can always put an inside color after I see what this one does. I'll show you when we're going to go back and visit. This isn't like a norm, this is a demonstration, unlike a lesson. You're watching me so that you can get ideas. What if you're literally trying to copy me right now? Why? I'm going too fast. I'm not giving any wait time for you to do it yourself. I'm just giving you ideas. Like, oh, I could do that. I could scribble. I could put rubbing alcohol. I could see what happens. Yeah. That's why it's a demonstration and not a lesson, right? Lessons are, let me show you, and now you do it, and you figure it out, because it's not hard enough to do. Ooh, look at the blue one. What? Okay, now let's go revisit. Okay, bye butterflies. Bye. Here's my orange. I'm not in love with that. Okay, don't do that. Look how it bled. Well, I put all the, you know, it'll still be fine, I think. Because I'm going to put petals on it, right? But look how it dried. Pretty. Okay, now let's go back and look at hearts. It's dry. Ooh, I like them. Now I'm going to paint their bellies. Okay, I mean color their bellies. Now look at my my rainbow. Look what the fold did. The fold made the ink puddle right there. Should have ironed it first. But I don't iron. Okay. Must have crinked. But I don't care. Pretty. Look at it. And that's, see, it doesn't, it goes like, look how pretty. And then what does the other side look like? Gorge. But then look at some of the ink still on the wax paper, but most of it sucked back up into it, wicked back up into there. Okay, now let's do these. Let's see what will look good inside each one of these. Just a little scribble, just a little scribble. Okay, where's all my colors? Get my colors back out. That's stuck underneath. Color combo time. Let's see what will look good inside of something. I don't know. I'm gonna put a little bit of blue. Am I just scratching the color in? Yeah. I'm gonna smear it later. And then some red in the yellow one. Okay, and then purple inside my blue one. That one's gonna be dark. Look how dark that is already. And then orange inside of a light blue one. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Red one in the blue then. Mix it up. Oh yeah, yellow can't go inside orange. That's the only one that I so far don't love. How about red in my orange? Blue in my red. Dark blue in my purple. Yellow in my baby blue. It looks like green, I know. Blue in this one. Red in this one. And pure purple one because I'm in love with the purple. Okay, now I get to decorate. Okay, I'm going to draw a heart because I still want it to be heart-shaped. Heart, heart. Looks like a V. But I want my, when it bleeds out with itself, I want it to look like a V, right? Not a circle. Well, that came out weird. And whoop, whoop. Oops, forgot to. V. Maybe I'll just scrub them a little. V shape, V shape, V shape, V shape, V shape, V shape. Okay. Now I get to leave that. Bye. And here's those flowers that turned into dumb. Let's try this then. Let's put big circles and see if we can't do one of those pulling ones. It looks like it's supposed to be baby blue, only way I can tell. Right, so I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3. It's very hard. I have to hold it. Oh, it's wrinkling. So I have to hold it flat so it doesn't tangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. See, the other one was those circle flowers. I'm gonna try something different. Now I'm gonna put the baby blue in between each one of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So I'm gonna put the rubbing alcohol right in the middle of the orange and see if the blue doesn't get pulled into the center. I have never done this. I'm gonna see from, I'm guessing. Watch this. So if I put a whole bunch, it's gonna go accidentally. Put 2 big squashes so it's actually touching the dots. I wait till it's touching the dots. There, now that it touches them, it will grab them and pull them into the middle. What I think is gonna happen. Want to make sure they're all touching, and they're going to pull towards the middle. There. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Don't ask me. Okay. Now I get to decorate my butterflies. Okay. So I'll put little blue dots in this one. Oh, I could have done 2 different. Right? Yellow at the top, but they always have to match. The two wings have to match because it's the law. That's how butterflies live, right? Oh, this one should be blue. I don't want to drop anything on the floor. And this one should have purple. Ooh, I love the red. Doesn't she turn into magenta? Where is red? Is she lost? She hasn't been on top, so I haven't seen her, so I haven't been... Oh, here she is. She will make magenta. Come on, red. Help me out here. Because I want magenta and blue to mix. Okay. Now this is more like an X pattern, because I want them to stay inside. So the blue, 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 blue. Smash, 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 smash. Little X, right? But I know that it's going to plop, 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 an X. Plop, 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 plop. We're going to see what happens. Plop, 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 plop. Plop, 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 plop. Plop, 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 plop. Yay! Okay, now let's go back and look at these. I'm not in love. Let's add more dots. See what happens. Okay, these dot ones are supposed to bleed way more, like they did the last time I did this, and they're not. You know what, I'm just gonna draw that orange circle back, see what happens. And put more. Okay, now when I do it, I'm gonna stay away from the middle and put it out here. So it will pull farther away. It'll just chase wherever you put rubbing alcohol. I gotta hold it. Wherever you put the rubbing alcohol, it will chase it. These are funky, man. Maybe I'll draw the circles when I'm done in red. No, I want to do it right now while it's wet. I have never used a Sharpie on wet alcohol, and I think it will start bleeding immediately. I'm gonna make, you guys know how to make petals, right? Oh, it doesn't work very good. The Sharpie hates it. Oh, it's moving around. Oh, this is terrible. I need to wait till it dries. No, I'm committed. I'm not in love with it though. I'm trying to make circles around them. It doesn't work. The Sharpie's already got alcohol in it. It hates it. The Sharpie doesn't want to work. Okay, these are an F. This is not my favorite. I'm kind of tripping on them though. Do they look like tie-dye to you? Okay, right now we're also seeing, that's right, I have to remind myself, we're seeing the brown wax paper peek through. That's right, gotta remind ourselves. Okay, flowers. My hearts are done, look. Are you jealous of my heart? I just dropped pens on the floor. Okay, now I just want to have the yellow squiggly background. Okay? So everything that's white is going to get little S's, like squiggly S's. And we'll just do the background. SSS, 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 lightning bolt, lightning bolt. Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. And what color is this going to turn? Yellow. So whatever is white, now it's going to be green. How come? Because it makes the whole thing look like it belongs to the same scarf, and white background is boring. Oh, look at my butterflies. I need to redraw this blue one. Look how much she blurred, and you can't even tell what she is. I'm drawing it one more time. There. Okay. Now we'll do the smear that yellow around and see what happens. But I'm only putting it on the white background. So it's going to get on my heart, but I just trust that it's going to move around, scrub it, 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 around and around and around. Oh, more. So you need to blur, 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 blur. See how kindergartners can do this? And do we really care how it turns out? Not really. Oh my God. Is your mom, your grandma, everybody, you gonna love this no matter how it turns out? Yes, look at how I'm scrubbing it. Because I just want to push some of that yellow around. The zigzags, they stay. The lightning bolts, they stay. Basically where you tell them to. We're just kind of making her bleed a little bit. Bleed out, which is a technical term, not a gross, bloody term. It leaks. Like it spreads out into other things. done. Around these ones. Around these ones. I don't think there's enough green right here, huh? Now push it around. How fun is that? Okay, now I'm going to unclip it so you can see it. Basically stayed where I told it to. Oh, look how pretty. Yay. Okay, get rid of this wax paper. Bye, wax paper. Thank you for your help. And of course, I always cover everything in a plastic tablecloth I get from the dollar store because I want to protect my table. Okay, so this is the first side. Nope, there's no more rubbing alcohol. So there's my butterflies and my weird flowers. So glad I went back and re-outlined those. Now it looks more like a flower. This is not my favorite section. But do I forgive myself? Yes. Okay, and then the hearts. You decide what you want to make. Rainbows. You know what else I saw a girl do? She did hers in half, right? Then this half was the middle of her wings, right? Right here in the half. So when she unfolded it, this is her half right here. So then she just drew feather, 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 and then blurred them all, and it looked like a giant. These ones are going this way, and then these ones were going the opposite way. And then when she put it on around her weight, around her, she looked like she had wings. And then look at this side. Oh, so fun. And look when it has emotion and you put it on. Look at it, right? When it has emotion and it becomes not a flat thing that you drew like a cartoon, like a silliness, right? Now, look at it. When it's moving and fluid, it adds to the beauty of it. It doesn't stay still, which is why fashion is so interesting, because no matter what you decorate as a pattern, once somebody's wearing it and it's moving, it's prettier. They call it movement because it's like, what? It's 3D. So here's this other one that I made. Yay! These are those other dots. That came out better. I have no idea why. I can't explain. Right? So that was my demonstration of how to do an alcohol silk scarf just for funsies and with Sharpies. And notice even when you use these are called the chisel tip. You can still use a smaller one. You're just scribbling more or dash, 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 dash more, right? So good job, you guys. And now I want you to enjoy doing it by yourself. Take as much time as you want. Enjoy, play, decorate, have fun. Okay, bye, you guys.